Welcome you to Africa Podcast Day 2022. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, I'm so excited.
Wait a minute. Actually, let me start that over again. Hey, Melissa, I'm here feeling the chill. Actually, I'm not feeling the chill. I'm here.
Everyone, welcome to Africa Podcast Day 2022. Woo!
Awesome.
Introduce yourself, Joe, to the audience.
Those who don't know me, I'm Josephine Karianjahi, and I am a co-director of Africa Podcast Day and Africa Podfest.
And I'm Melissa Mbugua, and we are so excited to be here 1 year later, 1 year since February 12th, 2021. It's been an amazing journey. Joe, what have been some of the highlights?
Oh, since last year, we've had so many things happen for us. And one of the biggest things is that we are the recipients of the 2021 Gratitude Award from the International Podcast Day. One of the things that I really enjoyed from last year's Africa Podcast Day was this opportunity to meet people virtually, to be connected to everyone around the world, and to reach 1.1 million people all around the world. That was incredible.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. 7 a.m. East Africa time. Lots of different time zones represented. If you're in the Hop-In chat right now, tell us where you're from, where you're logging in from. And today is going to be an extraordinary day. We don't think you're ready.
You are not ready,
but we're here. And so it's going to be action-packed. Let's show you some highlights of what went down on February 12th, 2021. Tevin, show them what happened.
Greeting you from Nairobi, Kenya on February 12th, 2021, Africa Podcast Day. Africa Podfest is a platform that exists to inspire and elevate African podcasters.
This is the team behind the podcast, Until Everyone is Free.
Those who are at any point in their journey, whether it be idea stage and you're just formulating your podcast concept, to the more experienced podcasters who are now looking to sustain and grow their podcasts into thriving businesses. So Africa Podfest aims to create a financially sustainable podcast industry in Africa.
Our podcast is about the life and work of Pio Gama Pinto, a socialist freedom fighter who played an incredibly important role in Kenya's liberation struggle.
Wow, what an incredible look back at last year's journey. Hello to everyone who's joining us. We've seen a couple of comments, and everybody who is here with a mug of coffee, something to chill with. We have to tell you who we are, first of all.
Africa Podfest is a company that we started based out of Kenya, and it's a Pan-African platform to connect African podcasters, those who are on the continent and in the diaspora. And why do we do this, Joe?
We do this because we are compelled to create amazing audio content. We, as Africans, are the ones who are going to tell the first story about ourselves. We are no longer content to be hearing our stories from the perspectives of those who are not across Africa. We are the ones we're waiting for. We are diamonds.
We are diamonds, exactly. And what's our vision? Our vision is together with you, together with everybody in the room right now, to build the industry in which our voices are centered, to build a sustainable podcast industry in Africa. This is why we're here. This is why we're pumped, and we're so excited. We can't wait to connect, learn, and grow together today.
And of course, you know us from our podcasting research, which we've hosted on our website, www.podcasting.africa. You know us from the many gatherings that we've had, and you know that now in this space, you are welcome here.
Your voice is welcome here. Exactly. This year's theme for Africa Podcast Day is Podcasting is Freedom. What does freedom mean to you? A lot of us who are pioneers in African podcasting have taken to the medium because it allows us to experiment. It allows us to make our stories heard and our voices heard freely. It allows us to connect with new communities just like we're doing now. So what does freedom mean to you? That's what we'd love to hear from you today. Joe, what does freedom mean to you?
For me, freedom is creating an opportunity for people's voices to be heard. Across Africa and for Africans across the diaspora, there's never been a time like this in history where so many voices of women, people who live with disabilities, and so many other people who are mostly at the margins have been centered in the audio conversation. This is an exciting time for everybody because that kind of freedom is not something we take for granted, but we absolutely celebrate, especially by some of the featured segments that we'll have later today on the best African podcasting festival in the world.
Woo!
Yes.
Community is at the heart of what we do, and we have spent the past year in the Road to Africa Podcast Day 2022, traveling across Africa. We've not been able to physically get on planes, on trains, on buses, on bikes, to actually physically travel to see each other. But with the power of technology, we've been able to connect with communities in Zambia, in Kenya, in South Africa, and in Nigeria. And we can't wait to tell you a little more about what that experience has been like. Joe, do you want to tell them?
Oh, yes. So we started in Zambia with the Zambian podcasters creating this amazing atmosphere right around the time when they had their election and there was so much energy. And then now they got together for the very first time in conjunction with Bongo Hive and other partners to be able to create this conversation and this experience around podcast learning, and also to let us know what's happening in Zambian podcasting. We then went to Kenya, where we met the Dada Podcast Incubator by Semabox, and we got to chat and get to know amazing women podcasters who are changing the conversation in Kenya and around Africa, around key issues from social justice to lifestyle, so much more. And then we went to South Africa and we were able to meet with the Journey podcast, who were led by Sisipo Squeyiya, who I know is somewhere here. Hey, Sisipo. And she was able to tell us a lot about what the journey is in podcasting, to connect with amazing podcasters like Simi Aref, who you will see later on today. And also, we were hosted at an amazing space for podcasters. We are so excited. Thank you for hosting us. And then last but not least, we started this year with a bang. We went to Nigeria and got to meet the amazing Nigerian podcasters at Niger Pod Hub. And this time, the Road to Africa Podcast Day has been so long and extensive, but it has been a rich journey where we've created space, we've had amazing conversations, and we've shared amazing art and vocal and musical performances as well. So there's been a lot of layers to this discovery tour, where we are learning what's happening in African podcasting, but we are also creating new connections, new community, and getting to know each other in a deeper way, and absolutely raising the bar in terms of our podcasts and the way that we listen to each other across Africa. What an incredible journey it's been to this day, Africa Podcast Day.
Exactly. Thanks, Joe, for sharing our experience. But you know what? Don't just take our word for it. because Tevin's gonna really show you some of what went down during the Discovery Tour. Tevin, take it away.
Yes, yes.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, Joe. Okay, are you ready for this?
All set.
All set. 3, 2, 1. We are
Africa
Podfest. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I am Melissa Mbugua, and I am co-director of Africa Podfest.
I am Josephine Karianjahi, and I'm also a co-director of Africa Podfest.
We're now on a virtual discovery tour of 4 African podcasting hubs. To kick off, we are stopping at Lusaka, Zambia, where we're going to be connecting with the podcast community in Zambia, who are going to be joined by a podcast community from the Middle East and North Africa. So exciting. We would like to just shout out our partners for this event, Bongo Hive, Yellow Ray Digital, as well as Kerning Cultures Network. Hindenburg Systems, who are going to be hosting a workshop that we're just about to begin.
Today, we are super privileged to have one of the trainers from Hindenburg, who is Jonathan Hurley. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A very warm Africa Podfest welcome to you, Jonathan.
Hello. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Josephine. Hi, everybody out there. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here for sure. Hindenburg is, as they said, is a software. Whatever you're going to be recording in to actually make your products, your podcast, okay?
It's clearly really exciting and easy to use Hindenburg. So thank you so much, Jonathan, for taking the time to join us today. So without further ado, Alex and Zaina, I'd love to welcome you. Welcome to the Discovery Tour Stop 1. Thank you for being
so
here.
Much.
We are
Thank
really,
you so much
we are
for
really
having us.
excited, given you've shared such amazing perspective and very practical. Like, yeah, people have been taking notes. I hope you've been taking notes.
Oh, that's really good to hear.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. So for everyone who's watching this, follow Kerning Cultures on Instagram and on social media. Check out Kerning Cultures online, the website where you're going to find all the podcasts. Listen to those amazing podcasts. Like I said in the beginning, these are award-winning podcasts. So it's a really great way to kind of, benchmark. In Kenya, we like to use the term benchmarking, like when you're trying to level up, find something and then kind of be inspired and work towards that. Our partners and really great community coordinators in Zambia who are going to introduce themselves. They run a social media digital marketing agency called Yellow Ray Digital, and they're also podcasters, they're media makers, they're storytellers. Welcome, Belia and Adele.
So my name is Adele, and
my name is Belia.
Yeah, so there's 2 of us.
Yeah,
so
of
let's
course.
introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So Belia and I are obviously really, really super passionate about everything pro-African, everything just about making noise for our country, making noise for our city. Obviously, Lusaka, stand up.
Yay.
So right now, there's a lot of buzz, especially around this event. All of the podcasters that we are going to have on today's session later on are super, super excited. So it's not only created a buzz for the people that are already doing podcasting, but for the people that would love to do podcasting. Lots of people are, drawing inspiration from other people that are doing podcasting in Africa.
Right.
So it's just a matter of time. But I'm hoping
Exactly.
that this community will grow, and we are super excited to be here.
Exactly.
This next part of the program is just a little bit of a break from all of this, deep, insightful stuff that we've been listening to.
Yeah.
We're going to have a bit of a poetic break.
Most times I think about the future. I think about the role that I have to play. I look into the sky as I breathe in stardust, hoping that my bones don't see decay. Because, you see, tomorrow's healthy trees are planted by today's seeds. So why don't we come together and be the future, not just for us, but for we. Thank you.
Wow.
Absolutely loving
Wow.
it.
Wow.
You've spoken to my soul. You've spoken to my, I don't know, ancestors.
Tomorrow's trees are planted by today's seeds. Now, with you amazing podcasters that have joined us right now, what one word would you use to describe a Zambian podcast?
Or to describe yourself as a Zambian podcaster?
As a Zambian podcaster.
So one word I would actually use to describe myself or the podcast crew that I am part of is authentic.
Intimate.
Different.
Vulnerable.
Fun and fun and fun.
Love that. Triple tone fun. Amazing. Amazing. So from there, we can go on to introducing our podcasts, what you talk about with your podcast, and all of that good stuff. So we'll start with Cynthia, Twambo, Fred, Josh, Bikri.
Just me. My name is Cynthia Mlenga, and I'm part of a podcast called Podcast Zambia.
My name is Fred, but I go by the moniker Dref for the Dref Unleashed podcast. That's a name I've had for quite a few years since high school.
So the title, or rather the name of my podcast is called The Journey, because I believe like life is a journey.
My name is Miriam.
And I'm Big Cry.
We took a trip to the northern part of Zambia, to Luapula province, and decided we're going to document all our travels and just to give people an idea of what to expect as they embark on visiting different parts of this country.
My name is Sambayonga, and I'm the co-founder of the Women's History Museum in Zambia. And as the museum, one of the things we've done is the need to document our historical information and validate it.
So actually, that was really, really incredible. I learned so much. The power of collaborating together and creating opportunities to meet. People don't necessarily know that there was a physical meetup, of course, outdoors last week, where all the Zambian podcasters who you saw got a chance to hang out and actually connect and get to know each other. And it wasn't a thing where it had to be online or it had to be in a certain format. It was as you like, come as you are. And so we are hoping that this sparks a lot of similar meetups. If you're watching this celebrating International Podcast Day and you're thinking, how do I do this for myself? How do I get my friends together? Literally, just call them, form a WhatsApp group. If you use WhatsApp, whatever your message platform is, and try and see if you can connect. I think online is beautiful. In person will come back. There are going to be opportunities to do that.
We are stopping in Kenya, our home.
Woohoo! We are so happy,
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. Welcome to stop number 2 of the Discovery Tour, the Road to Africa Podcast Day 2022.
Thank you so much, ladies. We really, really, really love working with Mel and Joe from Africa Podfest. We love anything female-led. So I'm going to give you guys a brief intro into who Simmerbox is and who currently runs Simmerbox, which is Doris, right? So Simmerbox is run by Doris Onyango. She is the creative associate at Simmerbox and project manager for the Daba Podcast Incubator.
Simmerbox is a podcast incubator, and generally our main aim is to create as many podcasts in Kenya and in Africa as well. We want to build, create, nurture the industry or the habit of podcasting. And say, come on, ladies, let's hear your voices. It's not like you don't have anything to say. You do have something to say. Why don't we hear it?
Thank you, Doris.
Right. Thank you, Doris.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Niaje wase. My name is Joy Mala.
And I am Gloria Mashiti.
And we are the hosts of the Kisima podcast.
The Kisima podcast is a space that will consolidate conversations around public interest litigation, civic action, social commentary, and current issues. Do join us for this and more bold and informative conversations.
On the Kisima podcast. Karibuni.
I wanted to start a podcast mainly to highlight the issues that we experience as individuals or as a society, which are very, basically, I don't know if it's stigmatized. I don't know if stigmatized is the word, but very serious, deep conversations that people are not open to talk about, or they are fearful, or there's a lot of shame tied to these things that people experience.
Yeah. And so we want to promote those kinds of conversations,
Yeah.
that kind of self-reflection.
Yeah. So I am Sylvia Wanjira.
And I am Shiro Waweru.
Yeah, and we are the hosts of the BTS podcast, Beneath the Surface. And you can find us on Instagram and on Anchor and Spotify and all the platforms.
Thank you, Doris. My name is Wanjiru Nguhe, and I'm the host and creator of the podcast Mine is a Comment.
That all you're good for is a ring, or maybe they see that you're not the kind that is easy to ignore, that your voice is not the kind that is easily cowed, that your voice is not the kind that you can shroud, that you are the kind destined for greatness. So go on, be great, be you.
Look at you, girl. Look at you. I'm inspired just saying that.
Wow.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Oh, you're still fighting. Oh, you're still fighting. Hey, hey, me time. Hey, hey, namwangaza. Ninamwangaza. Hey, hey, tangaza. Itangaza. Hey, hey, ninamwangaza. Ninamwangaza. Hey,
What word best describes being a podcaster in Kenya?
All right. Experimental.
I would say challenging.
The word I would use is expanding.
It would be inspiration.
My word would be educational, educative. You already have what you need, and what you need to do is just to figure out how to build on it.
To begin, because a lot of the times the hurdles that you encounter are mental. Like, no one is gonna come to your house and tell you don't do a podcast.
Define yourself. Don't let anyone else out there define who you are or who you're going to be.
You are powerful as you are. You don't need permission from anyone to be. You don't need permission from anyone to do anything. If you just decide to do whatever you've decided to do, that's all the permission you need for yourself.
Do not be afraid to start. And also don't be afraid to fail.
Inspired.com. And
Inspired.period.
Joe, please, we're tired of talking.
It was so
Yes.
good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. As you all get settled in, I want to give you a warm welcome from us and also to take you over to South Africa. Sisipo Skweyiya is the host of the Journey podcast, but she's so much more. She's a multi-talented creative based out of Johannesburg, South Africa, and she has put together a phenomenal event called the Journey Creators Event.
Everybody, please welcome Simi Arif.
I was an early adopter in the sense that before the medium had already existed. If I had a camera, I would have gone to YouTube. You know, I had a Zoom recorder. So I was always audio first.
Simi, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Everyone, Simi Arif.
So yes, today's session with Paul is going to be amazing, and I hope you guys are ready to just dive into it and do what you need to do.
This session today is going to be about monetization, which I know is sort of the kind of elephant in the room. Like, it's the kind of thing that people talk about, but it's kind of an awkward space because podcasting has kind of come out of essentially hobbyists.
Thank you so much, Paul. That was very informative. I think everyone was listening in the studio and virtually learned a lot. Really appreciate it. Coming up next is a performance by Gatego Mangane.
I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna rise up, I'm gonna stand up, say, take back my power. Inside my veins is power, inside my heart is power, inside my veins is power.
There's also some pressure, right, for people who want to create podcasts about, quality and versus content.
I don't know. I think for me, my measure was always going to be the kind of standard I wanted to put out for myself. Because for me, listening to a podcast, one of the most important things is audio, right?
I remember I started listening to Jesus and Jollof basically every day on the way to work. And it was the perfect way for me to escape my reality at that point in time.
The value that you add is on two parts. If you can be a subject matter expert of some sort, or at least have a vested interest in that area, brands are more likely to work with you.
Whether you're creating awareness or you are doing an investigative podcast or you are, doing Q&As, at the core of it, I believe, is storytelling.
And the second thing was just being comfortable enough with the idea that my idea was worth sharing, right? It was being able to find people and find topics that mattered to me, and then being able to sit down and just have comfortable conversations with the people that I was talking to.
Instead of getting salty about the fact that it's repackaged radio, you can at least look at it as an opportunity to say that there's a big radio audience already that is coming onto podcast platforms and is wanting to consume those radio things. But whilst they're there, right, they see charts, they're seeing our artwork, and they're like, okay, cool, let me click on this, let me click on that.
Starting is the most important thing you can ever do.
And once you start, be consistent.
But do not compare yourself to other people because you will never grow.
If you want to get great audio quality, make sure there are some clothes in the cupboard so that they can absorb some of the echo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mal and Joe, for making this event possible. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are getting towards the end of the program. Have a great evening, afternoon. Goodbye.
The fun does not stop. This is stop 3, and I'm super excited to share that we can announce where stop 4 is taking us. We are going to be heading to Nigeria.
Hey, Kevin. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us today. I love what you guys are doing over there by Africa Pod.
My name is Kevin Y. Brown. I am with AfriPods, and of course, our goal is to build the largest library of African stories on the planet. That being said, I am the Chief Content Officer and Head of Strategy at AfriPods. Instagram and Twitter is at AfriPods, and then my personal Instagram and Twitter is Kevin Y. Brown.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was amazing. Yo.
Hi, Belia.
Hey, hi.
I'm happy to be here. I'm feeling excited. I have so many feelings right now, and I can't wait for us to get this on the road. Hello, everyone. My name is Faye. If you're just meeting me for the first time, I am team lead and founder of Nigeria Pod Hub, a community set up to help Nigerian podcasters be better at the one thing that has brought us here today, which is podcasting.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rodney Omokache, and the host of the Young God podcast.
My name is Tony Doe, representing Tony Doe Media. I'm a producer, a host as well, with a background in radio, but I have 2 podcasts, the Tony Doe podcast and Upgunners podcast.
So my name is Keziah Bilawa, and I'm the host of the Young in Love podcast.
My name is Ramat Mohammed. I am the CEO of Triple E Media Productions.
My name is Mr. Dre, and I run a podcast called Backyard Bands Podcast.
We are a social networking platform for the podcast community. We believe that social network and podcasting, they are the sides of the same coin.
What's up, everybody? My name is MTB. I'm a spoken word artist. So I'll be doing a piece and it is titled A Black Child. And on it, preach peace, but give guns to street dogs to make sure your politicking is properly sticking. A Black Child, listen carefully. They said, we, Nigerian youth, cannot be more than this. That we don't have a voice, that we will not one day rule, that we cannot make a change. The question is, do you believe?
I was just in the background snapping my fingers. I don't know about you. I was just like, yes, 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 yes. What?
If only we could give the minerals microphones, how sweet would it be to hear them sing, "We are diamonds." And when they fail to give minerals microphones, diamonds would always sparkle. We are diamonds.
And what I could say is we are diamonds. Like that
We
statement
are
really
diamonds.
captures.
We're shining
who
like
we
my
think we
engagement ring. Look
are.
at it. Look at that. Brilliant. Never miss an
Brilliant.
opportunity to show us.
Whenever I see you smile, whenever I see you smile. Thank you. That's all I have for now. That was a medley by me and Yinka Berry.
Joyce! Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, close your ears to the blah, blah. That was my favorite line. Like literally. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. What has made this tour possible? What has made it a success? One is the amazing community of African podcasters who gather offline in each country. The second element that makes the Discovery Tour possible is our phenomenal country hosts who are podcasters with community building expertise. So the third element that makes our Discovery Tour work is the amazing supportive partners who have powered the journey through various resources. And fourthly is African podcast fans, you who are joining in to take part in this, to watch, to comment, to ask questions from wherever you are around the world, who have joined in and made this Discovery Tour a real celebration of podcasting in Africa.
To you, the podcasters who create these painstaking collections of our lived experience, our stories, our experiences, our businesses, our infrastructure, and everything we care about in Africa. To the greater audio community, our friends from the radio world, our friends who've been gathering around community journalism, around radio, creating ways of sharing content on new platforms like WhatsApp and other media, to everybody who has been on all the shared platforms, whether it's Clubhouse, whether it's Twitter Spaces, just continuing to enhance the impact of audio across Africa. We see you the way you see us, and we recognize the growth of podcasting on the continent because of you and because of everything that you brought.
That's right. So from us in Nairobi, goodbye and see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Was that to see our friends from all over Africa. Thank you so much. A special shout out to Adele and Belia from Yellow Ray Digital. Thank you for bringing such spice and energy, of course, to all the stops in the Discovery Tour. And speaking of partners, we have some incredible partners who have come on board this year. Africa No Filter, the #1 partner of today's event, has been taking the African story and shattering the existing narrative that seems to be so narrow, and in fact, adding funding and opportunities for media makers across the continent and beyond, from podcasters to other storytellers.
AfriPods, our second partner, is a technology company that is building the largest library of African stories on the planet.
Baraza Media Lab is increasing the capacity of Kenya's media ecosystem through community building and research and so much more.
Semabox, who are our lovely partners today as well, is Africa's largest podcast incubator.
And of course, we cannot not mention Tinzwe Media, who are a podcasting company that is best known across Africa for hosting the first African podcasting magazine, The Podcast Sessions.
Thank you to all our lovely partners. We couldn't do this without you.
Absolutely not. And welcome, welcome, welcome to learn more about them later on.